Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Pemko number 205 AT. This is a mill finish aluminum residential bumper style threshold for an outswing door. Could also be an in-swing door as well. There's no rule as to whether or not it'd be in or outswing. The 205 is representative of the profile of this threshold. Okay, let's take I'm sorry, I'm distracted by this insert because they've installed it. They've installed it upside down. So bear with me one moment. Using this as an in-swing, I have seen this installed in applications where you have a basement door in a home, lower level basement. You've got 7 stairs that go down, let's say. You're literally going to apply the threshold. That should look better. Now we're in business. Door swings in. You're going to mount this right onto the sill. You might caulk it first. Done. Very common to see it installed that way. Door is going to make contact with the face of the T, the thermo sill, which is what the T stands for, and seal it off. However, you would generally see this as an outswing. If it was an outswing, I would certainly add a door sweep on the outside, maybe with a drip cap. If this was an in-swing, I would absolutely add a door sweep and a drip cap, or an automatic door bottom with a drip cap concept worked into it somehow. I'd like my line of defense to be as close to the outside as possible. And if this was for an outswing, I don't want my line of defense underneath the door. So the water's already under the door, and if it's a wood door, what's wood? It's basically a dense sponge. So I'd like to stop it out here, but they're going to call this a outswing threshold, a bump-up style threshold. Let's go over the other options. The 205, before we get to the other options, that's representative of the profile of the item, and there is those dimensional properties show us that this threshold is 3 5/16 on the aluminum portion itself. Okay, I wouldn't argue that. Then another 1/4 inch for the total projection, so 3 9/16, right? 3/4 inch height, that's probably more important than anything else. Indeed, 3/4. Now, some options. So that's the 205. That's the profile. The 205 is going to be available in a P inserts now. P for pile. It'll be a very small, soft pile insert. You might want pile if you have an application where you don't need it to be watertight as much as perhaps pest tight. Pile seems to be pretty effective in that regard. Plus, it's very compressible. So if you've got a door that is warped or a jamb that's towed and you really can't make constant contact from the face of the door to the face of the seal, you might want some pile because it will compress down without giving you a lot of obstacle when it comes to having to smash this much material down. That's Then, of course, you'll see the T for thermal, which is this one. This is going to be a thermoplastic that's going to be very durable, very heavy-duty, so to speak. There's then the V for vinyl, and that would be the last choice, especially if any sunlight's going to hit it at all. Vinyl doesn't stand up well to sunlight. It doesn't stand up well to extreme temperatures. T, thermo, is going to be the one you'd probably want to go with. Different finishes. A means mill aluminum. That's the one we have here. D is dark bronze, and G is gold. D is dark bronze anodized aluminum. G is a gold anodized, and they can do a PW, which is a painted white version over this same material. Now this is listed in the website in lots of different lengths, everything from 2 foot to 8 foot. This happens to be a 32-inch length that the clients ordered, and that was encouraged because what happens is if this was a 3-foot piece and he wanted to cut it down to 32-inch, you're going to eliminate that first hole that's there. You'll be over here drilling another hole. Now you're not equal on your center-to-center locations. And speaking of those holes, screws are included in a complementary finish. Those look like they're about number 10 by 2.5 inch, so that'll get you well into what you're doing, except that you might need some different fasteners. You might need some machine screws and lead anchors. You might want to put in well, if it's a concrete installation, a masonry installation, that's what I would recommend. I wouldn't dare put plastic anchors. I would use a lead anchor with machine screws. We can help supply you that material at that time. Happy to help you with that. Just reach out to us. If you do have need for a custom length, order the next longest piece. Indicate in the comment field the net length you'd like for us to ship the material out at, because it will give you that proper distance from the edge for your dimple, your countersink, proper centers all the way down as well. The name Pemko is quite synonymous with weather stripping, and in fact, their catalog represents the greatest single possible options from a single manufacturer compared to anybody else in the industry. So you might, if you have more than an occasional need for weather stripping, you're probably going to want to familiarize yourself with their catalog just because of how comprehensive it is. And they do a good job too. We do a lot of Pemko work, and their name's very popular, very common, and very well acknowledged in the industry of weather stripping. And they do make some stuff that you're just not going to get elsewhere. And they do have some people there that are really great. Their tech support people, their customer service people are all exceptional. And they have a gal there, a lady there that works in their sliding door hardware department. Pemko owns a company by the name, I don't know that they own them, but I believe that they do, a company called Henderson that's been doing sliding door hardware for decades. And the gal that's there has forgotten more about sliding door hardware than any people I know have ever learned. So it's nice to be able to draw on those deep technical resources that Pemko brings to the mix. That link, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Pemko products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to all the manufacturer's catalog that is there. Any questions on the 205 AT, thermo-style outswing door threshold, or any other Pemko product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.